Welcome all to the Black Column Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jabia, aka the Crew Philosopher.
And I'm Shannon, aka your favorite blurred.
That's right. And we are here post-Christmas. Post-Christmas. We are here post-Christmas, back again, giving you guys your usual Monday discussion. But before we proceed, I kind of already asked Shannon this, but Shannon, how was your Christmas?
It was good. I had a really good Christmas. Considering the year that we've had, I had a good Christmas with my immediate family. Got some good gifts. Gave some good gifts. And yeah, how was yours?
Mine was good as well. It was split. It started out a little bit sad for me because I'm unemployed, and so I was still trying to figure out what to give people for Christmas when you don't have any money. So then finally, Christmas morning, around 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, while I was up, I decided that I would make donations on behalf of people in my family to a food organization.
Okay.
Feed
Cool.
Children. And so my family, there's 4 of them, collectively they fed 80 children that day.
Oh, that's so nice. Wow, Jabia, look at you.
Yes. Now, before people try to say I'm a good person, the reason I did what I did was because you can't really criticize somebody that donates to poor people. It was pretty for selfish reasons.
Nice.
But I enjoyed it. I got a new laptop. I told Shannon. First of all, it feels phenomenal. Just the feel of the keys feels way different. It has that thing on the top of the Mac's laptop where it's like a little bar.
Mm-hmm. I know. I have that laptop for work, and then I have for my own personal laptop. I have an older Mac that doesn't have that. So there's a stark difference going on.
It is. It's insane. My last laptop I had, I forgot I bought it 4 or 5 years ago. And you forget how fast technology goes. That 4 or 5 years in tech time is damn near 10, 20 years. So I have this new laptop that I'm using for the first time today with Shannon on the Zoom. So it took me a bit to get ready. I was a little bit late at first, but I love it. This helps a lot because my old laptop, it couldn't charge. So I couldn't leave my room to do anything.
Oh, it's at that point where if you take it off the charger, it just dies right away. Yeah.
Instantly. So I had to do everything here. So I was always trapped in my room. I couldn't even go to other places in my room because my cord is long, but it ain't that long. So now I can kind of go different places. I can watch TV in the living room and do some work. I can edit in different locations. So it's going to be a lot more convenient for me working with this laptop now versus my old broken down busted one. So thank God for that.
And good that you got one for Christmas, Jabia, because it's hard out here for people that have to come out of their own pockets to buy a laptop. I was pricing out one the other day just because mine is almost 5 years old now too. After I finished pricing it out, it was close to $4,000, and I'm just oh my God, I will never ever be able to afford this. How? Apple's not about the average consumer anymore. It's ridiculous. And I didn't even do all of the upgrades that you can do for the laptop. The only thing I think I upgraded is the storage to 1 terabyte, and it still came close to $4,000. And I'm this is absolutely ridiculous.
So here's where I'm going to agree with you and disagree with you. I do think Apple is still for the average consumer. I just think their products are built for longevity. For example, usually speaking, you can get a good, like I did 5 years out of a Mac. So if you think about it, you pay what, $3,000, $4,000 for a Mac laptop, right?
I paid $1,500 for my Mac when I got it. I feel like they've went up in price significantly.
Well, they've gone up in price recently. They've gone up in price, but they also gone up in function. Now, Mac laptops have significantly more gigabytes today than they did back when I got my last Mac laptop as well. So yes, let's say $2,000, right? You just get a Mac, reasonable RAM, no software. So $2,000. $2,000 over a 4 or 5 year span is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, $2,000 is a great deal. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but right? $4,000 is a lot of money.
True, but now here's where you're right about Mac. And so I agree and disagree with your statement about Mac is not for the average consumer. You're right. $4,000 is not the average consumer. That said, though, the people who that's marketed towards is very convenient. Like for example, for us, when me and Shannon do our podcast, I record the Zoom audio, but I also record my audio in the GarageBand. I do the mixing in the GarageBand. That comes with my Mac. When I do the video editing, I use Final Cut Pro, which is a Mac software, right? So if you're somebody who's doing a lot of like video editing and audio editing and things like that, Mac gives you I think the biggest bang for your buck versus with if I was like using a Windows. Is Windows still a thing? Or is it HP?
Oh, I have no clue. I don't know what goes on over there in the land of personal computer of PCs.
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever the opposite of Mac is, right? It used to be Windows, but
yeah, Windows. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Windows is still a thing. Yeah, I dropped something. Sorry.
Okay, so Windows is the opposite of Mac, and with a laptop, it's cheaper, significantly cheaper. Like you get like a Windows laptop or HP for around like $800-900.
Yep.
But number one, they are significantly more susceptible to viruses, and so you have to put more money into virus protection software, various things. I also don't like the fact that most people don't have a Windows phone, and so there's no like the good thing about the Mac is having an iPhone, is the cloud, and by the way, also AirDrop.
Yep.
Is a beautiful function that Apple has. And so I don't know, Apple has done a very good job of making themselves almost a necessity if you have an iPhone, and most people have an iPhone. So most people want a laptop to use in conjunction with their iPhone. Add on top of that if you are somebody doing a lot of media or audio stuff, that Mac seems to provide you a better, I don't know, launching point versus Windows and HP, where you will have to buy significantly more software to use in those spaces. It makes Mac a much better product.
Yes. I mean, I agree. Mac is a much better product. I agree. But it's just gotten way more expensive. And I understand why, I guess, it's gotten expensive. It's just expensive. It's just really expensive. So if you just bought a Mac and in a few years you'll need another one, you should start saving your money for it now. Just throwing that out there.
Yes, but I plan on getting a good 5 to 6 years out of this one, baby.
Yep.
Oh. All right. So before we get to our topic today, because me and Shannon have an interesting discussion that needs to be had, I was walking by the TV the other day, and apparently, like this week, some crazy number, like 40% of people will be at stores trying to refund the gifts that they got on Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, I see that. That's what the gift receipt is for.
This just goes to show once again, why are we stressing ourselves out over this holiday like this? And just do what me and Shannon said to do. Why can't we have to make it normal to just give people money? What do you have like, Shannon, if you just got $5,000 on Christmas? And then you can do whatever you wanted with it.
I would have loved that. I would have went straight to a bill.
Yeah, you could pay a bill, or you could buy yourself a new whatever, but you could do anything you, Shannon, wanted.
Yes, but I also like the gifts that I got. Like, I'm not returning anything I got, so I guess that's different for me. But
no, it's totally. I'm just saying though, for people who will be at these places returning their gifts, apparently based on the evidence that we have from that news story in the news, it's a reasonable number of people, because gift giving is hard. Gift giving is hard for people that you love. So for a fact it's hard for people that maybe you might love, but I don't know, they're not as close to you, right? Like a cousin is not as close usually, depending on who you are, than like a brother or sister. So it's harder to shop for a cousin. It gets harder to shop for a friend. It gets very hard to shop, right? So the further people are away from you, the more difficult it is to shop for them. But like we said before, people have this gift giving expectation, and so you feel compelled to give a gift. Meanwhile, you got some crazy stat out there saying like 30 to 40% of people are just going to go and refund the gift that you racked your brain to give them for like 2 weeks. Nah.
This is why I'm a fan of asking people what they want, or asking people like what they might want. Like give me a list of a couple things you might want. You're not going to get everything, but at least I know like where to go from there, or money, instead of just like going out on a limb and guessing. Yeah.
More money. We need money, people. Just give money. Look, as soon as I get my hands on some money, I'm telling everybody I love. You're getting an envelope filled with money from me. Now, you might get a heartfelt card where I could express my feelings and how I feel about you and how important you are. Yeah, but then I'll give you $1,000. And then you take that 1,000 and you do whatever you want to do with that $1,000.
Yep.
So, okay, now on to today's discussion. It was my turn this week, even though I thought it was Shannon's for some reason. If y'all knew sometimes the behind the scenes work on this podcast, so it was my turn this week. And so Shannon asked me what we're talking about. Now, luckily for me, you guys know in my iPhone, I write down little things that I might want to talk about on this podcast. And one of the things that I had listed was today's topic, which coincidentally coincides perfectly with this seasonal, is New Year's a season?
New Year's is part of, New Year's Day is a holiday. Yeah, it's part of the holiday season.
Okay, yeah. So New Year's is part of the holiday season. So I told Shannon that we should talk about hold on, I want the exact phrase. Okay, planning your life versus going with the flow. Right?
Yep.
Planning your life versus going with the flow. Now, I don't remember what moved me to jot this down the first time, but since New Year's is coming up, and at least in America, I don't know what it's like in your personal country, but in America, we do this thing here called New Year's resolutions. And it's where everyone thinks, now people usually start thinking about this between Christmas and New Year's. And so they start thinking about something that they want to do. Okay, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to make this change in my life. And so for New Year's, they announce, I don't know why they announce it, but they announce to the world. It used to be to friends and family, but now it's to the world because they post it on Facebook and Twitter and various social media sites what their New Year resolution is going to be. Now, for some people, for most people, I think most Americans is to lose weight. It's like to get in shape.
It's always that.
Which
makes my life annoying at the gym the first 2 months of the year because it's overcrowded.
Yeah, and so the gym membership goes up, and quickly after like a month or two, it returns to normal. And so what you have is people make their New Year resolutions, and I guess the point is if you say something or if you tell people about it, there's kind of an accountability thing, right? That's kind of how declarations work. But most Americans don't end up following through on their New Year resolutions. Now, I'm not a New Year resolution kind of guy. Shannon, I don't think is a New Year resolution kind of girl. I would love to hear her explanation why. For me, it's simply I'm a go with the flow kind of guy.
As am I. I'm also a go with the flow type person. I don't like putting unrealistic expectations on myself because I know that they're most likely not gonna like these simple things. Like, I know that somewhere down the line, I'm not gonna whatever. I don't like keeping tabs on my life like that. I also like going with the flow. But I also feel like resolutions are pointless. Mostly because one, people don't follow through with them. And two, after this atrocious year where no one probably went through with their resolutions just because of life, I just feel like they're pointless because you honestly never know what's gonna happen. Like you never know what's gonna happen in your life. So you don't have to put these plans out there for yourself because the truth is you don't know what's gonna happen. Life will hit you like a brick, like this year.
I think what's the saying that when we plan, God laughs or something like that.
Yeah.
See, I would never have pegged Shannon for a go with the flow type of person. Shannon definitely seems like a planner.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I see that now.
No, I'm not. And I honestly hate people that plan their lives out. I hate it.
Hate's a strong word.
I don't hate it. I dislike it, or I get it for them. I just don't get it. But it's fine.
Okay, so here's the thing. Planning your life out is important to a certain extent, I think. Right? So yeah, I just want people to not misquote what me and you are saying. So me and you are saying to go through life from the age of 5 without a plan for your life. Or your parents are the first people to have a plan for you when you're 5 and stuff. Then right around the time you get, 14, 15, you kind of have, or you think you have an idea what you want to do. And then I think there's another aha moment once you're 25 and up. I think. 25 is actually when your brain is finished developing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when you're actually scientifically a fully formed adult.
Yep.
Is at the age of 25. And that's why you see people make certain shifts when they're 25 versus when they were like, 18 or 19, because yes, they were the age of they were adults in the eyes of the law, but from a biological level, they were not fully formed until they were 25. And so, yeah, I think planning your life is important. You have to have a plan for your life. You have to have an idea of where you want to go. Otherwise, I don't know, you'll be disappointed, I think, down the line. Now, that said, on the spectrum of planning your life out and going with the flow, where you land on the spectrum is completely up to you. Because I'm someone that is a lot closer. So even though me and Shannon are go with the flow types, I think I'm probably still closer to go with the flow than Shannon is. So Shannon still might be go with the flow, but I'm like I keep telling people, if it was up to me, I would be fine living down south with like the acre of land that I have, and kind of that's it.
I'm more of a go with the flow with like a direction of what you plan on like doing, but like not have it planned out so meticulously where you don't allow room for like surprises or anything else, That is where I am.
I think that is a healthier go with the flow strategy than mine. I think it's a very healthier go with the flow strategy than mine. Right. So mine increases everyday happiness, but long-term discontentment, versus I think Shannon, you kind of have a better opportunity of achieving both. Though if I had to guess, she's probably more high strung on a day-to-day level than I am.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are your options. But here's the thing. This also depends on, I think, what the end goal is, right? So if your end goal is you want to be like a doctor, you can't really take a go with the flow approach. You have to be significantly more with a planning your life out type of person, because you know the steps that you have to take in order to be a doctor. And it's an extremely competitive field. It takes significantly more education than it does to get into other career fields. So there's not much room for you to, quote, go with the flow. And even once you become a doctor, you can't really go with the flow because you have to see patients.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you're a young doctor, you ain't out here picking your own schedule.
No, but as I was getting ready to talk, my train of thought left my head.
My bad. I happen to be
I'm sorry. It's gone.
Yeah, so you can't really be a go with the flow type of person, depending on the life the career path you want to take. Now maybe you can still have a go with the flow type of relationship with your personal life, but even then, I think your career has such an impact on personal, because I think what's happening now with a lot of people is they're planning their career lives so much, and then they're trying to have a go with the flow attitude with their personal life, especially women. And I don't know if those things can match.
What do you mean?
So I don't know if planning your professional life out. Let me rephrase it. If you have planned your personal life, I don't think you can go with the flow with your personal. Did I say that right? If you plan with if you plan with your professional, I don't know if you can go with the flow with your personal.
If you plan your professional, you can't go with the flow. I don't think that's true. How so?
Okay. I the doctor thing that we were talking about before,
oh,
right?
Okay, yes. So in that sense, yes, there are professions that really do take up more of a chunk of your life and allows for less freedom than other professions. Yes, doctor is one of them.
Lawyers,
yeah, doctors, therapists, lawyers, yeah, stuff like that. You can't really.
Therapists?
Well, it depends on what kind of doctor. It depends. No, not therapists. Sorry, because you have more control of your schedule. And it depends. Like some doctors do as well. It depends on what what specialize it depends on what kind of doctor you are. It depends on what kind of doctor you are. Like if you work at a shut up.
Wait, time out. What's the word, Shannon?
I still can't say it. I can't say it.
I think Shannon meant specialization. Go ahead.
Yeah, it depends on like if you have your own practice, you can kind of like plan out your life. If you're like an emergency room doctor, then not really. If you're like a gynecologist, if you deliver babies, then not really, just because you have no clue when that's gonna happen. So you really have to be available whenever, just like all stuff like that. Like,
but even if you have your own practice, in order to become good enough and successful enough to have your own practice, you have to spend like a good, like, so 18 to 22, you get your bachelor's, right? 22 to what? 24, 25. How many years it takes to get your master's? 3, 4?
It takes 3. No, it takes 2.
2.
1? It takes 1 year to get your master's degree. 1 year after, 1 or 2 years after.
I think it's 2.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm not sure. I
forgot. So 18 to 22, you get your bachelor's. 22 to 24, you get your master's. Now you have to go to school to get your doctorate, right?
Yeah, you go back to school. You're in school for a few years to get your doctorate.
Yeah. So by the time you get out of school, you're like 27.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're 27, especially if you're going down the medical. I have a friend who's in med school and she's graduating this year, and yeah, we're 27. So
yeah, and so now you're 27, and then
you have to do residency.
Which is 7
years.
3?
Yeah, another 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, so you're 30, 31. So my point is, if you want to be a doctor, even before you get to a private practice, and by the way, once you complete your residency, you still don't go into your own private practice. Then you are just a regular doctor that you have to do, usually not controlling your own schedule, for around another 5, 6, 7 years before you can even build the money or reputation to afford your own practice. So my point is, if you went down the medical path, you're like late 30s, early 40s before you have quote unquote control over your own life.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, which and I said earlier, especially for women, I don't think you can do that and have a go with the flow attitude if you want certain things in your personal life, i.e., family or marriage, whatever, right? Like there is this like biological clock that you have to worry about in conjunction to your professional life. And so in that respect, you would have to plan your professional life and also plan your personal. I don't think you can. I can't think of one scenario where someone who needs to plan their professional can have a go with the flow attitude with their personal. Can you name one?
No, you're right.
I can't think of anything. You can't do it being a doctor. You can't do it being a lawyer. I don't think you can do it. Even you know what? There is one, I think. Education, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to be a teacher, I think you have to plan to be a teacher, the steps you have to follow. But once you're a teacher, I think because of the way teaching is structured, you can have a go with the flow approach, because I don't think it sucks up all of your time in an unpredictable manner like being a doctor or being a lawyer does. Mm-hmm. Right? My mom's a teacher. I see the amount of work that she does at home. Mm-hmm. And so it is work.
Yeah, that takes a lot of planning.
Yeah, it is work that they do at home. And so I don't want people to think that I'm saying that teaching is kind of just at school. No, they do the job at school, which is the actual teaching. But at home, they do a lot of prep work, lesson plans, grading, to Shannon's point. And if you have like a class of 30 kids, that's 30 papers that you have to grade individually. So they do a lot of work, but there's still, for example, a big chunk of time, like the weekends, the fact that my mom knows her hours, which is going to be 8 to 3:30, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Versus like, working in an emergency room, you're on the call. If you're a lawyer, you have to do a significant amount of heavy lifting at home, mm-hmm. more than teaching probably. So I do think you can afford to have a go with the flow attitude and be a teacher. But
I mean, I think you definitely can, because even when, okay, so like, yeah, you'll probably have to be more on top of your stuff, but you can still plan out your life, especially since teachers have so much, I won't say they have free time, but they have a lot more breaks than normal people do.
They got free time.
Yeah, it is spring break. I mean, you still have to spring break, 3 months of summer break. I mean, you still have to plan your lessons out, but like, I feel like you have more room to kind of like be flexible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My mom don't be working on during the summer that much. They have free time. I be watching. I'm like, I can't believe I get paid for this. But yeah. So okay. So far, I think what we're saying. Tell me if you agree or disagree. That it's hard to mix planning your life and going with the flow. Right?
Yes.
Like usually, if you're a go with the flow type of person with your like professional life, you probably are a go with the flow type with your personal life.
Yes.
And if you're a planner for your professional life, you're probably a planner for your personal life. Trying to mix match those two is what I think gets a lot of people in trouble. So I think it's very important for you to find out which one of these paths you like to walk. Now, to a certain extent, everyone does a little of the other, right? So no one is really like 100% go with the flow. You know, like I go food shopping. Why? Because I plan to eat at some point. And someone who's a planner, of course, they have go with the flow moments where they, you know, might just go to a bar after work, just randomly with a coworker or whatever. We all have the nuances, so there's still a nuance here. But I think it's extremely important to examine who you are, the type of personality that you have, and then ask the question: am I a planner or am I a go with the flow type? And then structure your life that way, because I think what happens with people, and this goes back to the New Year's resolutions. If you are not a planner, I don't think New Year's resolutions are going to work out for you.
I don't think a New Year's resolution works out for anybody. Even if you are somebody that plans your life out, because like I said, you never know what's going to happen in life. I'm pretty sure none of us expected to be shut-ins at home for a whole year, basically. So like I said, you don't know what's going to happen. So I just feel like they're pointless. Whether you plan your life down to a T, they're still pointless.
Yeah, but okay, so here's I disagree with you a little bit. Yes, you cannot foresee everything the future has in store for you, right? That said, you can assume. I mean, we all assume, like before COVID, when we went to school, Shannon, we assumed that when we got up, we would make it to school safely and we would return home safely. And for the overwhelming majority of the time, that happened. Right. And so if you're someone who plans and New Year's is coming up and you plan on, okay, let me construct this workout plan for the new year. I don't think life is so unpredictable that a planned schedule of fitness would be useless.
Wait, what?
Right. So you say you're against New Year's resolutions because you can't really plan life. I'm saying if you are a planner, right? And so you are someone who naturally plans out things in your life. I don't think that life is so unpredictable that if a planner put together a workout plan for the new year.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but if you're someone who's a go with the flow type, a new year resolution requires a plan of action. Right? Like I said, my New Year resolution is I'm gonna get married. That's still a plan of action. You have to intentionally go out there to find somebody who is marriage minded like you to meet. Never fails. It never fails. This is still my favorite part of the podcast.
What'd you say?
Nothing. Now, yeah, so you have to plan. You have to go out there to find somebody who's marriage minded. If you want kids, you know, if you're with somebody and you guys have been together for a while and you say, okay, this is the year that I want to have children, you have to have a plan of action. You have to plan out, okay, well, let's start trying at this part of the year and so that we can birth them at this part of the year. And do we have enough money to like, so there's a planning. You can't have a New Year's resolution and just kind of say, I'm gonna go with the flow.
I guess.
Can't work.
I guess.
Can't work. So I think, just for all you out there who have New Year's resolutions, just once again, look at yourself. Are you a planner? If you're not a planner, then don't make a New Year's resolution because it ain't going to work out. Now that said, I think certain New Year's resolutions should be done away with in general. Just to Shannon's point, just to spare disappointment. Oh, the get in shape one. If you weren't working out the year before, what is going to change in the new year?
Well, that's not true because some people really do put in an active mindset to get in shape for the new year. Some people do, but some people don't. Some people just do it half-heartedly, and then they don't really, they don't realize like the long-term commitment it takes to work out. Like you don't just go to the gym once and then you're in shape. You have to go consistently, and it has to become a big part of your life if you want to see real results. But I feel like people don't realize that.
Here's the problem. If you're going to have a New Year's resolution to get in shape, whatever day of the week it is towards the end of the year that you make this resolution for the new year, you should start then. Mm-hmm. Go into the new year having worked out 3 days out of the last 5. No, seriously, it'll help because just trying to start something on, January 1st and then keep it going, you're going to fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest thing with working out, right? And this is coming from a guy who does not work out. The biggest thing for working out, back when I did, I worked out for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. I remember I did a lot of work. I did a lot of exercise when I wanted to play basketball. And so there was a basketball camp at Riverdale that I wanted to be a part of. And you get to work out both in the gym and at home. And it was the first time in my life where I saw, now I was a teenager. I was I was a preteen. I was in junior high school. Mm-hmm. But it was the first time where I was doing push-ups consistently, where I was doing sit-ups consistently. Then basketball camp where I was, running suicides and sprints, carrying medicine balls, doing all of that stuff. I would consistently feel like I was gonna die every day when I got home. Mm-hmm. Right? But it was the first time in my life, Shannon, where I saw the outline of a 6-pack. I'm serious. It would show up when I would flex and when I came out the shower and I was standing in the mirror. Now I had a boy's body, so it was easier at that time than it would be now as a man. But I remember, if I look back on why I was able to keep up with the working out, it was because I really wanted to play basketball, but not for the sake of playing basketball. I wanted to play basketball so I could be good enough to not be chosen towards the end when they was picking teams in gym class. Mm-hmm. And so I was doing it for purely selfish reasons. But it was still a goal. And so I would tell you, if you're trying to work out, you need a goal. It can't just be, I want to work out because that's what people say you should do. Try to write down a reason you're working out. And by the way, the reason doesn't have to be wholesome. You could work out just so that you look good naked. Mm-hmm. That could be a reason. It could be because, like, if you have children, you want to be on this earth as long as possible for your children, and working out and getting healthy is the best way you can try to be there long for your children. That could be a reason. Another reason could be you've always wanted to run a marathon, and so you need to get in shape to run a marathon. So pick a goal, I would say. If working out is your New Year's resolution, pick an actual goal that you want, that working out gets you to. Mm-hmm. Don't just make working out the goal. I think that's a mistake. No. Right? Like, why do you work out?
I work out because I like to stay in shape and because I have specific goals that I want to reach.
Such
as, well, getting and maintaining a fit body. That's it.
I like how Shannon just tried to make what I said a lot more wholesome. Shannon wants to look good naked. Just say that.
No, I also just like to be in shape.
Okay. But why?
Because it's healthy.
Okay, so you don't have any, like, you want to live a long life, or you want to like do walkathons or marathons, or
well, no, I also just enjoy working out. Like, as people may know, because I've mentioned it on here, I'm getting certified to be a personal trainer. Like, I like working out.
Say that, Shannon.
Oh, sorry. I like working out. I'm saying. Like,
so like there's a bigger picture here. Now, to Shannon's point though, I do remember, so back when I was working out, I remember the goals. I also remember my father, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to get in shape on your own is not going to work out for most people. it is much better for you to have a support system, right? So, so for example, going to like in the case of Shannon, if you have the money, hire a personal trainer, someone who will hold you accountable. Call you in the morning. Hey, time to go. Time to get up and run, right? But if you can't afford that, going to the gym or working out with somebody who's a friend or an acquaintance or a family member is going to make keeping up with the workout a lot more attainable than if you try to make that change on yourself. What happens with most people is they actually start exercising, right? They'll start one day, they might keep it up for a week and a half, and then one day they'll be tired and they'll say, I'll work out tomorrow. And then they'll skip the next day after that. And then the next day after that. And then they are no longer working out.
No.
Because they have broken their pattern of behavior. And so if you want to work out, consistency is key. I tell people you have to dedicate yourself to work out, I think, 3 weeks straight. And then it becomes like a habit. Now, it's not saying you have to do the same workout every day. I'm not saying that. But if you set yourself up to a pattern of I'm going to work out. Oh, Shannon, what's a reasonable weekly workout schedule?
4 to actually anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week.
Okay, so what's yours before the back injury?
I try to do 5 days a week. Sometimes I end up doing 4, but normally it's 5.
Okay, and so you do like the same thing every day, or?
No. I do a different body part every day. So
okay,
because I lift weights. I don't do like a ton of cardio. So like I do legs one day, then I do arms another day, then I do chest and back another day, then different stuff.
Okay, so if someone was starting out at home, and they were doing like basic stuff, so like just cardio and calisthenics, what would you recommend their workout schedule would be?
Just cardio and calisthenics.
Yeah, so you're doing running, push-ups, sit-ups, stretching.
Probably 3 to 4 days a week.
Boom, thinking the same thing. So let's say if you say you're gonna work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, right? That's 4 out of 7 days a week, but you have to do that for 3 weeks straight, right? On those days until it becomes a pattern. Because what people don't realize, to Shannon's point, exercising feels good later.
Yeah, not during, after.
Right? No. But like, maybe we're saying different things. What I'm saying is, exercising actually, for me, back when I did it, I remember it felt good once I was used to working out. When I was doing it, like I could feel, for example, being stretched out is extremely uncomfortable when you first start stretching, but like once I'm in the groove of stretching, it feels good. Like feeling my hamstrings being stretched start to feel good. Stretching. Now, unlike Shannon, I don't know the name of all these muscles, but when you stand up, and you hold the back of your leg.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, like doing those stretches felt good. Push-ups and sit-ups, they felt good when once I started 3 weeks in, it became a habit.
Yeah.
And then you become addicted to kind of the chemicals being released when you're working out. And so you actually being to look out for it. Okay, I want this feeling. I want this rush. Running, you get addicted when you start running consistently. Shannon made a face. What happened, Shannon?
No, nothing. I hate running. Continue.
Still?
Yeah, still. I hate it. I will never like it.
Have you tried biking?
Yeah. I love riding. I bike a lot.
So what about running? Maybe you just hate the up and downness. I
feel like running is just a lot harder, to be quite honest.
Really?
Yes.
I heard biking is pretty hard.
Yeah, but it's not like running. It's not the same thing.
Interesting. So biking and running, whatever it is, like you hear this thing called runner's high, right? Where people they become addicted to the action. My point is, the first couple of weeks you start exercising, you have to force yourself to do it because you're going to want to backslide. And so you have to make like this is why I said having like a partner makes it easier, because there's someone to hold you accountable. Versus trying to do everything just on willpower alone. that is a tall task. And so if you are doing it on willpower alone, just some tips. Try to pick the days, like Shannon said, and stick to those days. Even if you come home, you might have a long day of work and you're tired. Go in the shower, put on some cold water, whatever you have to do to get that boost, and force yourself to work out. Right now, do little tricks. Make it harder for you to just go into bed. Get extreme. Take all the sheets off your bed when you leave for work in the morning, so that you have to make your bed up to get into bed. Just adding that extra step, can help you, work out.
That also creates more work though when you have to put all the sheets on your bed. I don't know if I would do that, but whatever.
Yeah, but you don't need that push to work out because you work out.
Mm-hmm. So I definitely still need a push to work out though.
Okay, fair enough. But just for somebody who has the potential to backslide, like creating that extra hurdle is everything, right? Put your pots and pans in places that are going to be work to get to, like under the sink or like on top of, on the top shelf of your cabinet, right? It's extra work that you have to go through. And so then you can talk yourself into, you know what? I'm not as tired as I thought. I can work out and then work out. I'm telling you, if you can get past like the 3-week slide off period where you've done your exercises on every day and you've done it for around 3 weeks, I'm not saying that you can't fall off after that, but it is significantly more difficult for you to backslide after you've made this thing a habit. Now it's a habit. Now you do it. Now it's a part of your life when you do your little time schedule. It's just much easier just doing things that way, I think, instead of just saying, I'm gonna work out and then there's no plan. You need a plan to work out. You need a plan of action to work out. You need a schedule to work out. If you're starting, you need those things. I think you also need a partner to hold you accountable. But if you do that and you get past the first 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever, it's kind of a habit and you smooth sailing. Smooth sailing. So that's a New Year's resolution that you need to have a plan for if you're going to make the resolution. What else do you need? Oh, love.
What about love? What do you mean?
Yeah, if your New Year's resolution is, now this one people won't say out loud, Shannon. Embarrassed. They won't. If your New Year's resolution is you want a man or you want a woman, and I think men get this more than women do, but still, you have to make that happen. If you're a homebody, you're not going to meet nobody. And God is not going to drop a man or woman through the window. You have to now, this is not me saying that you have to go to the extreme where you're like paying thousands of dollars to like a matchmaker. No. But you have to put yourself in positions to potentially meet people who you would potentially like. So yes, I don't know, if you're like an artsy person, go to, now, none of this applies now, but once things get back to normal, right? So this advice doesn't apply to 2021 at all. 2022, right? Shannon knows this because she goes to like Broadway stuff. But do you know how many like museums and stuff have like events at museums and go to those things. If you like art, yes, go to one of these art nights that are there where you can meet people. If you like music, do what Shannon does and go to these live shows. And yes, by the way, get comfortable going to places by yourself. I tell you, the most liberating feeling I discovered was the first time. It's 2 times. The first time I went to the movie by myself, I did not understand how much I would enjoy myself. The second liberating feeling,
I like doing things for myself too. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, the first time I went to a restaurant by myself, life changing. First of all, this is for the men out there. Listen, you only have to pay for you. Just your bill. So you know exactly what you're going to get. You know how much you're going to pay. Oh, it's so liberating. Then you sit at the table, you get your drink, you got your meal in front of you, you're eating. And I also took it a step further. I go on off hours. So I go like it'll be like a day that I have a day off from work. So I'll go to like a restaurant at maybe, Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon. Oh, so it's empty. And so the service is faster. You're by yourself. Is some light music playing. You get to think. Oh, life changing. So get comfortable going places by yourself. That's something that I think everyone should want to do. But yeah, you have to you have to work to find love. I don't think. Now I don't know how Shannon feels, but I don't think it is just going to happen. I think you have to put yourself in positions to find people. Now, if you're someone who says, "Oh, Jabia, I disagree," I don't make love happen, and I find it all the time. Number one, this does not apply if you are an attractive woman, because men go up to you anywhere and everywhere. So you don't apply. And if you are an extremely extroverted person, you are naturally going places where there are a lot of people. So yeah, of course you're gonna bump into people who you might like and this and that. I'm speaking mainly to people who are introverted, who men who don't like to approach women. That's another thing you have to get over. The rules of the game, the approach is on us, fellas. That's not changing. If you're someone who gets nervous and who struggles, then your New Year resolution needs to be gaining confidence or increasing or getting over my fear or nervousness when I approach women. Whatever it is, it's on you to do that. But yeah, I think finding love is work. What say you, Shannon?
Yes, I agree. It is also work, I guess. Yes, you definitely will not find somebody by just sitting at home. I mean, I guess you can if you use dating apps, but whatever. If you're planning on being, I know it is still work. Yes, you have to weed through all.
Yeah, it's always funny hearing
the annoying people. And
no, I'm saying it's always funny hearing a woman's complaint about dating apps, because you guys' complaint is you have to weed through like all these useless messages from men.
Oh, but I don't use it, but yeah.
That's not what it's like for men. For men, the work for dating apps is finding somebody who matches with you.
I don't use dating apps, by the way. So I mean, I have used them before, but I do not use them.
You think you better than dating apps, Shannon?
Anymore? What? Yes, I do. Luckily for me, the last couple of people that I've met organically in person. So
you met them in real life?
Yeah, in real life.
See,
no help from a dating app at all. So I don't really need to.
But I'm assuming you met these people in like in scenarios where you were frequent to meet people.
Yeah. The last significant person I met at a party. So yeah.
Yeah, you see exactly. You put yourself in positions where people will be around, and that's what you kind of have to do. Yep. It's work, and I understand it, because I'm a natural introvert. I don't like being out there at places where I don't see myself as going otherwise, right? So even as someone who loves music, I'm not really a live music guy. Right? I don't like lines. I don't like crowds. I don't like, right? So I don't go to music events, right? I love anime. That's kind of a single thing that you do. You do that on your own. You watch.
Yeah.
You don't really watch TV with other people like that, right? So the things that I naturally like, that I'm naturally attracted to, are solo activities.
Watching TV is not. Watching TV is definitely not just a solo activity, though. You watch shows with people.
No, I'm talking about but you don't meet people watching TV.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Sorry.
Instead of like if you play sports, right? That's a group activity. So even if I play basketball, right? Now I'm playing with just men, but if anyone who's grew up in the hood knows that women hang around the basketball court. They always have. And so if you're going to play ball with, on a 505 and in the summertime in the basketball court, there's girls around. And so yes, it increases the likelihood that you're gonna meet girls. But all the things that I love are like solo stuff, podcasting, anime, music. And so I have to put myself, and like Shannon, I hate dating apps, but unlike her, I don't really think I can afford to not be on them if I want to meet people, because then the alternative is force myself to do shit that I don't really want to do. Right? Did I ever tell you that I did a speed dating thing as an experiment?
Oh, you did? How'd that go? I did one of those in college.
Most fascinating experience I've ever had in my life. It was in a spot in near Times Square. it was very, very intimidating because I was going, and this is honest. I was initially going because I had thoughts of running my own speed dating service because I'm like, I could do this better than anybody else can, but I need some research. And so I said, okay, let me go here. And you okay?
Do you hear that? Okay, sorry. Somebody started I think my brother started blasting his music, so I just want to make sure you can hear.
Yo, I always touch it. I could never hear. But so I went as research to this speed dating service. So I go there. I'm going around. And number one, of course, you have the initial color problem. I was like the only black person there. It was like me and maybe like two dudes who were like from like Bangladesh or something.
Wait, where was this?
It was in Midtown.
Okay.
It was in Midtown. I found it online. So I went. Now, also, the age thing was a bit of a hassle because the age range was I barely made the age range. So it was like 26 to like 37 or something.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Right. And then you quickly realize that at least maybe outside of college, most of these things are not geared towards like young adults, like early 20s and things. They're mainly for like 30s, 40s, and up. So I was barely making the age cut. So I was the youngest guy there. I, going on these dates. I didn't like the fact that it didn't start on time because it created this awkward thing. The location was dope, but I don't drink like that. So, usually you go to the bar to kind of just sip and wait. I don't drink. So I'm like standing there, like, okay, it's just me. So I don't know nobody. And in this specific event, there were, I think, two more. It was either two more women than men or two more men than women. I don't remember, but I remember jotting down that having a gender imbalance for this thing stinks, because for like a 5-minute round, whoever is the odd man out, you're kind of just sitting there, which is also awkward. Talking to these women was interesting. Most of them were white, so it was like my first time talking to like a white woman outside of like a work necessity. You know what I'm saying? So that was awkward. There were like two black girls there, but they were like Shannon black.
What does that mean? I don't know what you mean by that.
I'm just saying, Shannon, you're like I don't know. You're like you what I call like sophisticated black.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So like they were like my style, but I didn't deem either one to be all that attractive. So of course I couldn't. I couldn't. And also, I don't like the list. So I don't know how yours went, but for mine, Shannon, we all had these pieces of paper, and if we, talking to somebody, we would write their name down, offer their name tag, and if we thought they were interesting, we would put a check next to their name, which was weird because, I mean, I didn't want to check in front of anybody, so I would like wait until I got to the next person to check the person I was just at. But the location I was at wasn't that big, so they could just easily look to their right or left and see who I was. And so it made me self-conscious about my checking. And then I matched with 3 women that night, right? So the way they did the matching is you match the women that you like, the women that are sitting down, they match the guys they like. And then at the end of the event, because everyone gave the person who put it on their email, the person will email people who matched each other. And so I had 3 people. Nothing ever panned out from that at all. Because even the people that I checked, I didn't love. And so 2 things were confirmed. A, it had the potential to be a super fun experience that I think I can make really fun by taking out all of the awkwardness and all of that stuff. They had cards at the table as conversation starters, but I didn't feel like they were really fun or funny. Yeah. Versus mine would be, for example, if I was writing my cards down, it would be something like, you just got married to somebody 2 weeks ago, and you get a call after work that your husband or wife was just struck by an ice cream truck and is paralyzed from the neck down. Do you stay?
What kind of question is that?
Do you do you stay with them? If so, Shannon, that's funny.
No, it's not.
It's funny. Look how she's laughing, right? And then I'll say, I don't know. I don't think I can stay with somebody. At least it's interesting. You ask bizarre questions like that, right? Like, I don't know. You fall in love with a woman, and no, so you start dating a woman, and 3 dates in, she tells you that because of a condition, she grows an absurd amount of hair on her behind, right? And she has a low pain tolerance, so she can't.
Oh my god!
She has low pain tolerance, so she doesn't wax or shave. Could you be with a woman?
Is not painful. What? Sorry, that's besides the point. This is a ridiculous question.
Wait, waxing is painful.
Shaving is not painful.
Okay, fair enough. But whatever reason, she doesn't believe in shaving, right? She doesn't believe in shaving. Now, 3 days, 3 days in, Shannon, you really like this girl. Mm-hmm. Now, would you stay with a woman who had an absurd amount of hair on her behind? These are funny questions, right? This is funny. This will lead to, I think, more interesting stuff. Either that, or I say ask questions that they tell you not to ask until like a couple of dates in. So you know how they tell you to avoid like religion, politics, and like sex stuff until later on.
No, that's stuff you need to know like out the gate.
That's what I'm saying. So my speed dating event, if Shannon doesn't want the funny questions, I'm gonna ask the question that you're supposed to ask. So on the cards, my table would say, do you believe in abortion?
Oh Lord. Okay.
Right. Or
but you see, no, I don't agree with that because that's not a good way to kick off. That's not a good way to build.
Okay, all right. So abortion might be too far. But what about something like but I want it to be a heated discussion, right? So what about was Reagan a good president?
Oh my God. No, I don't agree. No, I feel like first questions need to be funny and lighthearted. So I would rather go back to the other questions.
Okay. My questions were funny. You were saying that they weren't funny. They were really funny.
No, they were. I'd rather have those than like those serious questions when I don't even know you. You know, it's kind of weird. Yeah. At least let me establish some kind of idea of who you are first.
Yeah. And I feel like it helps guys that might not be aesthetically pleasing because you might be a very humorous man. No, I was just saying. Okay. You might be really funny. But I feel like with the speed dating thing, because it's a short amount of time, number one, if you are very, very, very physically imposing, you got like a boost. Because 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. You only really start paying attention to somebody maybe like 3 minutes in. Mm-hmm. But then now you only have 4 minutes left. And so you kind of have to sell yourself in a short amount of time. You're trying to be overly funny with these boring ass questions. You're trying to, and now the other thing that happened is you might hit like a roadblock where the conversation for some reason it just doesn't go anywhere. And now you have like 5 minutes left where you're just trying to have small talk. So it's very important for me to have the questions. My point is I went on that speed dating thing because I was going to do my own, but I thought to myself, this is a way for people who want to find somebody to go to where dating apps aren't your thing, but you also have a problem meeting people in your real life. Mm-hmm. And so you're still putting in the work to meet somebody, but you're going to a place where everyone is here for the same reason. So you don't have to worry about hitting on some woman who is taken or already, or who is not looking to date nobody. You know, everyone here is here to date. It removes the fear. It removes kind of like the everyday real world hurdles that are up that might keep people from interacting. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, if your New Year's resolution is, hey, I want to find somebody, yeah, it's going to be work. And so speed dating is an option. Purposely going out there to certain events and concerts and museum nights and stuff is an option. Like Shannon said, going on dating sites is an option, right? But you have to do work. It's still work. Mm-hmm. You don't think about it as work, but life ain't the movies.
Nope, it's not.
Yeah. So we're at our hour here, but I want to hear about Shannon's speed dating college experience before we leave.
I don't even remember it. I don't remember it at all. For me to even tell a story about it, honestly, that was like in my freshman. That was like my sophomore year of college. That was so long ago. But I don't remember what happened.
You didn't match with nobody?
No, because these are just stupid people from my college that I already knew, like right off the bat, if I did or didn't want to. It was like for a club, so I was just doing it to participate because they were like having the event.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It wasn't anything serious. Like I wasn't expecting anything out of it.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they let the doors back open, I might do my speed dating event. So stay tuned for the Jabia
What speed dating event?
No, put mine on.
What? Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, remember that was the whole reason I went, Shannon. I didn't go to find love. I went to do field research. I did. I went to do field research. So I was like, okay, well, I can do this better. I don't like. Okay, I learn the logistics, and even the fact that the pricing was very interesting. I'm pretty sure I paid like $30.
Yeah, for the city. Yeah. I have seen those online, and they're like $35, $40. Yeah. So
yeah, it's weird seeing women pay that money. That's how you can tell that they must be desperate.
Oh my God! So but men are desperate too for being there, also.
No, but men are desperate though.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
okay,
like
yes. Because women are desperate because men are scarce. So there you go.
Women are desperate because men are scarce. Very
Good
interesting.
men are scarce.
I agree, and for men, the reason the women pay because I couldn't figure out why they will pay this amount of money because they get hit on like crazy. But
yeah, but you get hit on like crazy, but that doesn't mean that you're getting hit on by quality men.
Great point. So they pay the $30 to be around hopefully men who are better suitors.
Yes,
and the men pay the $30 because they have difficulty meeting women in the real world, which sets up a potentially good but awful mix because you might get a disproportionate number of men who might skew weird.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like because they wouldn't have success in like a real world scenario. So you're probably going to get a disproportionate number of men who might be like on the spectrum, who are introverted, who are not that good looking. What do you think?
I mean, I guess maybe it is hard to date a really good looking man. I will say that it is hard.
Why is it hard?
Because it's just hard to do it. Not that it's not doable. I'm just saying it's just hard if you're a jealous person to date somebody who's really good looking.
Wait. So you only date men who look uglier than you do?
No. I didn't say that. I'm just saying. I'm just making a general statement that it's hard to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Fair enough. But my point is,
I'm not saying it's not doable. I have
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Okay. All right.
I thought that's what we were talking about. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. I thought we were talking about that. I'm just putting my experience out there. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. My point is, look, just that because of those factors that I saw when I went my research experience, I can see how I have to manipulate certain things so that I don't get a disproportionate number of men who women want to find undesirable and vice versa. Mm-hmm. So you have to add like some perks or stuff like, maybe make the price for hot chicks the half off or something. I don't know. But yeah.
No, Jabia, no.
Why not?
You can't make the price for hot chicks half off. That's crazy.
People do it all the time.
That's mean. You shouldn't do that.
Wait. Men pay more for these things than women do, right?
Okay, but that's different.
Why
is it different? If a man pays more than a woman versus you being a woman, but your appearance determines how much you pay. Like, that's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
Because I feel like that's really mean. And that's like, that's mean.
You don't think it's mean that I have to pay for something more than you do because I have a penis?
No. No.
Why that I mean?
It's the same thing. I think that's the same thing because they want men to pay more. Well, it's not really that they want men to pay more. It's that they want women to pay less so that there's more women in the club. But I don't think that you should be trying to charge people based on their appearance.
But it's the same principle.
But that's horrible. That's tearing somebody down and making somebody feel bad because they might not look a certain way. That's horrible.
And you make men feel bad because you're charging me more
Oh, please. Y'all will be fine. It's not a way to make you feel bad. It's just a way to get more women in the club.
That's what I'm doing. I want more hot chicks at this thing. So
okay. Nope. Not gonna get into this. We're not gonna get into this. Gonna shut it off right now.
All right. So Shannon knew she was running into some logic, so she wanted to get out of this.
No, I was not running into any logic. Anyway, let's close it up.
Moral of the story is, for your New Year's resolution, you have to do some shit. Okay, you have to work.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not going to come to pass. Or you can be like me, have a go with the flow attitude, and just let all this stuff happen to you. Because life is all an accident anyway. Right now, thank you for listening to and watching another episode of the Black Column show. Shannon, do you have anything else to say?
Nope, I'm good. Have a happy. Oh no, we'll be back. Never mind.
Yes, we're gonna be here. No, actually, no. Our show will come out the Friday.
Wait, what days? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're not gonna have another episode.
No, we will, but it'll be out Friday. It'll be January 1st.
We're gonna record on New Year's Eve. Okay, that's fine. Let's just record early. Okay.
Are we? Once again, see, this is why I don't know. Are we or are we not?
I mean, we can.
Okay. There's a 50-50 chance that we'll have something. I don't know. Shannon thinks. So we will see you when we see you. Until next time, deuces.
Bye.